What's going on, everybody? It's Brendan. Welcome back to Dad Planet. 7 degrees. That's what it is right now. It is absolutely frigid, and it's almost 9 o'clock, and I just pulled up to the Goodwill Bins. So I have a goal to hit February 1st with 1,250 active listings. I have about 1170, 1180 right now, and of course that does not include what I will sell through by the time I get to February 1st. So I'm at the Goodwill Bins because it's a great place to accumulate a lot of inventory in a small amount of time, and maybe more so than I would otherwise find in the retail stores where you're paying their prices. So let's head in, and if there's anything worth flipping, I'll be sure to show you. Should you wear gloves when you go to the Goodwill Bins? I mean, it's a good question, and you'll notice when you see me shopping, I don't wear gloves. I mean, let's face it, you're going to come in contact with some stuff that you probably shouldn't put your hands on. You find broken glass in there. You might even find needles. Heck, you might even find somebody's grandchildren. A lot of stuff in there, but I don't. And what you see a lot of sellers do is they will fill their carts up to the absolute brim with everything and anything. And what they'll do is, at the end, as you can see right there, they will comp everything and then throw out what they don't want. Well, when I'm doing comps, I like to do them on the spot. And so when I'm trying to use my phone, it just becomes really cumbersome if I have gloves on to do that. So yeah, there's some dirty stuff in there. And yes, there's plenty of dirty people. But I don't wear the gloves because I got to do comps on the spot. I do not like to comp at the end with a full cart and then throw stuff in the back. It's just the way I do it. It's the way I've always done it. So that's how it goes. Anyway, let's get into it. First thing I see here is this Campbell soup. It's a trailer for a truck from 1985. I thought it was awesome, so I put it in my cart, but those comps say otherwise. So $10, not really. Now, if the truck had come with the actual truck and trailer together, might have been something worth picking up. In this instance, it went back. This is a Beanie Baby. These have absolutely no value. I'm going to channel my inner Kobe Bryant here, and that's going to go back. But yeah, Beanie Babies definitely not. And you know what? You'll make money on some of them, but it's not the craziness that people make it out to be. So these were really random bins this time. There's a Michael Jackson People magazine. I mean, there's stuff all over the place. Like, why are the clothes mixed in with the toys? This would have been an awesome pair of North Face. Now, when I find one single shoe, I keep it until I leave because that other shoe may not necessarily be on the floor. It might be in the back in another one of the bins that they're going to bring out eventually. And I have found pairs that way. So it pays to wait. So I'm going to hold on to that North Face shoe. Unfortunately, couldn't find the other one, so I had to let it go. So this is somebody's regret pile. They threw a bunch of clothes on top of like the toy bin, and they left this. This is a classic Vineyard Vines classic Shep shirt, quarter pullover, zip, boys size, medium 12, 14. There's no stains on this. It's a nice light colored blue. Listen, I'm putting that in my cart. I'm going to keep that. And it's kind of like where there's smoke, there's fire, right? So I'm thinking maybe they tossed something else that might have had value. So I'm just going through the clothes that they left behind. And again, this is like the toy home goods bin. So unfortunately, I thought that might have been Carhartt for a minute. It was not. There was nothing else here that they put behind that I could snipe, basically. But I was really satisfied with that Vineyard. We're stuck there with that Vineyard Vines find. That was awesome. Light brights, if you can find the vintage lights in like a big lot of them, sometimes that has value. Those are kind of worth holding on to, but I wasn't about to go digging through that thing. So nothing else really to speak of that I could find, but you really do have to get to the bottom of each bin because you just never know. I mean, again, that's where I find a ton of stuff. Now, I want to make a point here. I'm seeing a revival in like these Nerf guns, so make sure you look them up. That one was like, it just had junk all over it. It felt terrible, so I let it go, but do not sleep on those Nerf guns. This here, Wilson Triumph tennis racket, it's super light. I mean, I may be able to get 10, 15 bucks for it. So I threw that in the cart. We're going to keep that. But the problem with that one was there were some comps in the $20 to $25 range brand new, and that's not going to fly. So this is a Handy Mandy Plush. Handy Mandy, whatever you call it, Plush. Look for this brand, especially Manny in like the action figure realm, because they have value. So this is from Disney Live. The plush had the tags. It was a little bit dirty. This is Turner, the screwdriver. Super light. I'm going to have to clean him, and if it takes me more than 3 minutes, honestly, I'm going to toss him in the garbage because he did look a little dirty, and it looked like it was probably going to take a little bit of work to clean up. But really handy mandy, like look for those action figures, his tool set with the tools. They have value, and it's hard to find. It wasn't something that was like super overly mass produced, so you want to look for that. And then this is me just digging through the rest of the goods to see if there's anything worth selling. Anybody recognize this lovely fella right here? Yeah, that's that, Arnie. But nothing else to speak of here. This, however, would have been like the find of the day. So it's a Rock Band harmonics Gretsch guitar. $100 if it was in decent condition. This thing had a few issues though. First is that crack right there. And then second, there was no battery backing, which I could buy a replacement for. But third, it rattled. And as I'm talking about this now with you, like I think because it was so light, I probably should have picked that up because it may still have worked. But I just felt with all of those things working against it that it wasn't worth picking up. And now I'm kind of like second guessing myself here as we speak because I don't know, I might have been able to get $30 to $40 for that. So keep your eye out for that when it's in decent condition, even if it does not have the back, because those can be ordered online. Always check the VHS. There were a couple of sealed VHSs. Those were good. This Westhoff knife block, way too heavy for me. I mean, I might have been able to get $20 to $25 for it, but that thing was just too heavy because, you're paying by the pound when you're at the Goodwill Outlet. So there's that. Now there's a couple of areas that I couldn't film in because it's like, just a swarm of people. First is this area right here, and that's the luggage area. It's got the purses in it and it has the hats. It's a wonderful area, and they have like 6 bins pushed up against each other. So everybody tends to really crowd this space. And we do it with the shoes also. So, oh, hey, by the way, they just raised prices again. It was $159. Then it went to $169, and if you look up and you see the prices, it's now $179. I didn't catch it on my receipt. Unbelievable. Why are they raising their prices? Oh, man, twice in January alone. That is absolutely pathetic. But the purses and the shoes, super hard to shoot when I don't have my GoPro attached to my chest. So I was just filming with my phone, and, that's the best I could do. So we're going to have to show you what I picked up at the end here once I get back to my office. But, yeah. I mean, people behaving. It's not the nightmare that you make it out to be. I ended up leaving the bins, and I went to a retail store after that. I found a nice pair of Nike shoes here. I like this. They're bright and colorful, and there's comps. There's good comps, like a $30 to $50 shoe right here. Probably has to be cleaned up a little bit on the front. And then this is my favorite kind of bolo right here. This is the item hiding in plain sight. This looks like your basic bread and butter pair of Nikes that most people will pass up, but lo and behold, it's probably worth $40 to $50. I love sales like that. And that's basically all I could find in this retail store, but I'm happy with that. I mean, that's like $80 to $100 right there. And you see a lot of shoes here, but most were just in really either poor condition, or the brand just, wasn't exciting to me, and I didn't think they had any value. So lots of shoes there. But we'll take a look at the ones I did source at the Goodwill Bins, and we'll do that right here, right now. I'm always picking up slides at the bins. They're light, they're cheap, and they sell. So this is a pair of gray and red Nike slides. I mean, they're in okay condition. They need to be, cleaned up a little bit, but there's a $15 to $20 buyer for these all day long. Next is this floral pair of Crocs. Again, super light. This is a women's size 6. I don't know, it kind of looks like somebody barfed on the inside of them, so they definitely need to be cleaned up a little bit, and they will be. But yeah, definitely a buyer at $15 for these. Next is a pair of Merrill Moab. Now, the issue with these, they do need to be cleaned up a little bit. Great soles, by the way, but they've got a little bit of heel rub on the inside. I don't know if you folks can see that. In there, there's a little bit of heel rub, and then a slight little cut right here on the front, which again won't matter to most people, but I think that puts this pair in like the $25 range is what I think I can get for those. And they're a little bit heavier, so that's kind of a bummer. But between $30 and $25, I'll have to do a little bit more research on comps, but these always sell for me, so look for them when you're out in the stores as well. Next is a pair of Nike Flyknit Racers. Now, these are really light as well, so this is a great find. They were size 13. The only issue with them is, if you can see right here, there's like a little chip off of the sole, which again is not going to matter to the vast majority of people. So a size 13 for these with excellent soles otherwise. The comps fall anywhere between $40 and $90 for these pre-owned. So I'm gonna land somewhere in the bottom portion of that, I think, just to move them quickly. Even with that small little flaw, I'll disclose it and then just put a price that somebody can't refuse, and we'll move them. So they're in really good condition. Next is a pair of Echo. I think these are off-road Yucatans or just Yucatans. I'm not exactly sure, but they are a women's, and I just sold a pair of Echo sandals this maybe last week for $35, and there's a recent comp on these 2 sizes smaller for $50. So this is gonna land me somewhere between $35 and $50. So this was another great find, and I feel like these get passed up often. Last pair here, we have 3 issues with these. So first, even though the soles are just in excellent condition, these are Nike Air Zoom Pegasus 36. So first thing is we're missing laces. Second thing is we're missing insoles. And the third issue with these is they got a little bit of a snag right here, right there. You can see that on the inside of the shoe. Now I put these on my foot and they look amazing. Unfortunately, they're a size 11 and I'm a size 12, so these won't fit me. So I'm gonna have to bottom bargain price these at like $15. I might have a pair of laces downstairs, so I'll have to check for that. I could pop laces in, but with like the triple whammy here, I'm gonna have to hope for $15. And a lot of people like to put their own insoles in shoes, so that shouldn't be a problem. And you know what? Maybe I'll get lucky if I have the laces, but I think $15 is fair because you're gonna get a lot of life out of these shoes if you're willing to just go and find those extra pieces that are missing. All right, now I'm gonna show you some of the t-shirts I found. All right, this first one is kind of hilarious. Did you guys know, and I have to do a little bit more research because I'm not even sure that this is authentic. I mean, maybe it is, but like this is Hanes Comfort Soft. And then if you look at the bottom, look at that, Supreme, the skatewear brand, the streetwear brand. What? So here's a picture of their logo on the bottom. Who knew Hanes and Supreme had a collaboration? Well, I looked it up in store and it looked like it was legitimate. This is not a $100 t-shirt. I might get $10 for it, but I have to do a little bit more research because that just seems like such an odd pairing. Hanes and Supreme, who knew? But that's Supreme right there, and that's definitely their logo on the bottom. So maybe $10 for that shirt. I thought that was pretty funny. This one here is Simply Southern. This is a like let go, let God, faith-based shirt, long sleeve. It's a woman's size small, looks like navy blue. This is a $15 bill right here. A Nike Jordan Jumpman t-shirt. This is a size 2XL. I want to show you something here. So there's really not much to this, and it could be really hard to research comps on this. There's the tag, size 2XL is the size. We got Jumpman on the back here as well. When you're looking up Nike garments, not just the shoes, but like sweatshirts, sweatpants, t-shirts, if you look at the sewn in tag on the garment, you go behind that, this tag has the color, the style code and colorway code, and that will help you do research when you're trying to look up an item. So if Google Lens isn't helping you out, getting the style and colorway code underneath on that little tag, that's usually always behind the sewn in tag, that'll help you get you where you need to be. As it stands, I think this is a $20 shirt right here. Next is The Who Ringer t-shirt, cream color, ringer style with the collar and then the sleeves. Now the comparables are not that great on this garment. It's a 2XL, which I do like, but I don't like the comps on this, so I'm gonna have to put this at probably $10 to $15 and just move it. The 2XL is the good part. The comps are the bad part. They're not that great. So 10 to 15 bucks. I'm sure I can probably sell it at that price, but for whatever reason, like Who fans aren't buying the ringer tees, at least in this style. So $10 to $15, we have to call it a day. Next one, you may not have seen this before, a Lost Cause. I had never seen it before. It doesn't look like there's very many Lost Cause t-shirts listed. I'll have to double check again, but in store it didn't look like there were that many, and it looks like the sold listings to sold ratio was pretty good. So this is like a Halloween type of long sleeve t-shirt. I liked the design. I like the fact that it's sort of Halloween related, or at least has a dark theme to it. So this could go anywhere from $15 to $25, but you know, it all adds up. The last one here, Ohio State local thing. It is a 1999 Final Four basketball shirt. I think the tag is Midwest Graphics. You can see that right there. Print on the front still looks pretty good, and there are not really that many comparables for the 1999 Final Four team as far as t-shirts go. So I'm gonna have to just kind of call my shot here. It's gonna go between $20 and $40. I'm leaning towards 40. It is a size XL, so it's a good size, and I'm pretty sure there's a buyer out there for 40 bucks on that one. I wanna show you a plush, and then I'm gonna show you the last item, which I think is the home run from the haul. So let's take a look at the plush. All right, no surprise here. This is Sonic, but I want you to look at the tag here. It says Sonic X. Anytime you see a Sonic plush with the Sonic X tag, make sure you look it up, because there are, and I'll put the comp for tails on the screen. Some of these sell for $150 to $250 and above. So you just really have to check every time you see a Sonic the Hedgehog plush. This one, as it stands, I couldn't really find good comps on it. So a lot of the ones I saw, he didn't have his teeth weren't showing. So I'm gonna have to dig a little bit further, maybe go to Terapeak to do research on this. But I think I could probably get in between 20 and 30 if it's just a basic plush. If this happens to be one of the desirable ones, it could go for 200 and more. I don't really know. I have to look a little bit deeper, but always check out those Sonic plush, because boy, there's a lot of hidden money there too that you really don't want to pass up. Now you don't have to, now that you know. Last garment, this is the find of the day. It is a Eddie Bauer Sun Valley down parka. To back up a little bit to show you here. So this whole garment, this is a woman's size small. It's very heavy. It's very well made. There were no holes in the pockets. There's none of like the fill coming out. So let me show you that again. Here's the back. Hood is totally intact, and I mean, this just feels like absolute quality. Comps on these, anywhere from $60 to $100 pre-owned. So I will probably land in between there, and having spent around just a little over $30 at the bins, this is going to like pay for all of it and then some and then some and then some. So I haven't totaled everything up, but it was a really good haul. And yeah, this was the home run of them all. So it's not just the big hitters like North Face and Patagonia with the over $100 pre-owned parkas. You can add Eddie Bauer to that mix. So that was an amazing find, and I hope you enjoyed all of those from the haul today. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to Carol, who I met in the retail store yesterday after going to the bins. It was an absolute pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much for saying hello, and I hope your trip was fruitful. So thanks again, and shout out to the other Carol in my life, my mother, who I absolutely love and adore. Hi, Mom. Good to see you. Hope you're watching. And that's it. That's all I have for you. Brendan here, Dad Planet. Just remember to smash that like button if you like what you saw or you learned something, and then consider becoming a member of this family, the Dad Planet family, by subscribing and then hitting the bell notifications. Free for you, helps me considerably, and that is it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next video.